What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It is your favorite Angry Birds conspiracy theorist here, back at it again to drop what if Naruto ate the operator fruit, or the Ope Ope no Mi. Now, before the video does start, I just want to get a couple of things off of my chest for the more like regular viewer. So if you simply want to watch the video and really like skip over that, then go to the timestamp that is up on screen right now. It's going to be up for about 5 seconds, so click on that and you're going to be sent straight to the beginning of the what if. That being said, I do have a couple of things to address. Number one, it's no secret that I've been gone. I've been gone for like 3 days and I haven't posted a video, and the only reason for that is I have been lazy. I've been a literal ball of laziness for the past couple of days, and that's truly all it's been. I've just been a lazy little, person, and I need to get back on my grind. So please forgive me for that. But the second thing I do want to address is that this is a sponsored video. That's really it. All I really wanted to tell you guys was the fact that I've been gone for a little bit. But that's truly all I have to say for now. With that being said though, guys, I do hope you guys go on to enjoy the video. So without any further ado, hit it.
Hey Ross, sauce it up.
Alright, so our story is going to be starting when Naruto is about the age of 6 to 7 years old. Let's go with 6, alright? Now, all of the events that happen, just like in the original canon, will still be happening. Meaning Minato dies, Kushina dies, Nine-Tails attacks, Naruto's the Nine-Tails in Cherokee, gets kicked out to live on his own, and he's facing a lot of hardships from the village. That all stays the same. However, one quick change. On this particular day, Naruto pissed off a lot of villagers, and with that came them wanting to hurt him badly. So Naruto was basically at this point running away from a bunch of villagers at this moment. And Naruto was simply saying, "I'm sorry," as he's running away because he just finished pulling one of his big old pranks and all that stuff. So Naruto was running away as he runs into a forest and ends up basically climbing on top of a huge tree. Now, when Naruto does climb this tree, the villagers all basically run past him and they begin to search around the forest for Naruto. This is when hours and hours and hours would go by and Naruto would grow hungry. His stomach would growl and a villager would have actually almost caught Naruto. But the villager would have not actually looked in the right direction and Naruto stayed completely still and silent and didn't get caught. So at this point, Naruto was very, very hungry. You know what I mean? Like Naruto had been hiding up the tree for hours, sitting still, trying not to move. Think of it like a hide and seek. Could you stay in a hide and seek spot for hours without eating? No, you probably couldn't. So let's see. So Naruto, being very, very hungry, would see that on another side of the branch, there was actually this like pink operator Ope Ope no Mi fruit there, just laying there. And Naruto sees this strange fruit and he's like, what do I have to lose? So he goes over to it and he grabs the fruit. Immediately, Naruto would look at it as he would swallow the entire thing whole, just eating it all in one go. And it's at this point that he would close his eyes thinking hopefully it wasn't poisonous. At this point, he would be like, ugh, it tasted horrible. And Naruto would pretty much fall down from the tree as like at this point, a villager that was by ended up hearing Naruto. And so Naruto basically ends up like being like, oh no, as he begins to run away from the villager and the huge mob would basically run right back to where Naruto was at. So Naruto would basically just be like, as he runs away, and the villager would basically begin to chase Naruto. Now, at this point, a bunch of them would start ganging up on Naruto, and Naruto would basically be cornered into, an alleyway, where Naruto would hold his hands in front of his face and say, "I'm sorry, please don't hit me," as the villager would walk over to Naruto, and right when he was about to like slam his fist down, Naruto said, "Don't hit me," and he was holding his hands in front of his face, so the villager just stopped. He could not move his arm. And so another villager would be like, "Come on, you coward, hit that brat. He ruined my shop." And so the man would be like, "I'm trying." This is when out of nowhere, a village ninja would actually come in and be like, "That's my father's shop you ruined, you demon." As he'd walk over towards Naruto and literally throw a shuriken into Naruto's area. But when that shuriken would enter a certain distance, it would just like not move. everything inside of Naruto's domain or his operator, place would literally be fully under his control. And at this point, Naruto would be like, what's going on? As Naruto would proceed to just like be like, leave, as all of the villagers would turn around and begin to walk away. Now, at this point, Naruto would quite literally proceed to just look at the villagers as what's it called? Like he's just like scared, you know what I mean? Like he's like, oh no, like what just happened? He doesn't realize. But at this point, Naruto would be going home and wondering what happened. But Naruto would basically end up just arriving back at his house, and it's at this point that for the following years, Naruto would realize he has these strange abilities that once people enter his certain like area, Naruto has full control. Naruto would begin to wonder if he's truly a demon because of this and think that maybe he is, because no ordinary human could do any of these abilities. And through time, Naruto would begin to master his operator fruit ability. Now, the thing that Naruto is going to be very good at is essentially controlling his very own domain and having whatever he wants to happen. All right, you know what I mean? Like everything that he wants to happen would literally happen in his domain. And at this point, he still hasn't gotten into the art of swordsmanship. Now, I'm thinking about whether I will or won't give him that, just because it's not what if Naruto was Law's reincarnation, it's what if Naruto ate the operator fruit, meaning he doesn't necessarily have to look like Law or have his personality in order to have the devil fruit's abilities. So I'm gonna say that Naruto will learn Kenjutsu, meaning swordsmanship. And Naruto is going to learn this by going to the Leaf Village and going to like a little weapon shop. Now, when he does enter this weapon shop, he would be greeted to one of the girls that is actually in his class, a girl by the name of Tenten. He would ask around for a blade, and this is when she would show him one of the cheapest ones that they have. Naruto would buy this blade and be on his way, as he would end up noticing a swordsmanship dojo, where he would end up going and for the following years would end up training there, as well as training his operator fruit abilities. And Naruto would realize that he actually has a full control over a certain area of distance. Like he has a pretty big room that he has full control over. And that's pretty sick. So with that being said, Naruto would proceed to essentially train for days and days and days and days until it turns into years. And then we'd plop him into the day of the final exam on the academy day. Now, his whole like little years when he was training with like the Kenjutsu and using his abilities, he would have ended up rising through the ranks in terms of a shinobi very, very quickly. Meaning he ended up being at the top of his class by the time that the end of the year stuff came around. And Naruto would actually be the beginning of the year, because Naruto at this point actually does take learning stuff a lot more seriously than he would normally. Meaning he actually, he learned how to use a sword, so that already makes him stronger than Sasuke. He learns a little bit about chakra control, so he can put chakra into his blade and make his blade stronger. And that means that he also is going to be knowing about water walking as well as tree walking, because that's one of the basic things that they teach them before they actually start teaching them how to use a sword. And so Naruto does have a way better chakra control in this version, and it's still not going to be the best because all he can really do to this point is water walk and tree walk, as well as put chakra into his weapon, but that's really it. And as for Sasuke, obviously he has a couple of jutsu. He's a little stronger because of the competition with Naruto, but it's not really that big of a difference. And when it comes to Naruto's dynamic in the classroom, he typically just kind of like has more of a chill, nonchalant, as well as like hyper at the same time personality. I don't really know how to explain it. He's like Naruto, but with a little bit more of a Shikamaru's like personality inside of him, I guess you could say. Like a little more cockiness and confidence, if that makes sense. But with that said, Naruto would basically end up just kind of sitting in the classroom until Iruka says, all right, everybody, why don't we all grab our things and meet me outside? We're going to be having the final battles to see where everybody ranks. So the battles would all go down, and all the really like side characters battles would happen. Whoever you guys think would win. And final battle would be Naruto versus Sasuke. Now you guys may be thinking that Yam was just like random and it didn't happen on purpose. Nope. That was Naruto. Psych, no, it wasn't. Yeah, I'm pretty tired. But Naruto would proceed to yawn as he's like, Sasuke again? He would turn towards Iruka's direction as he would say, come on, Iruka sensei. You know I could take Sasuke down. I've done this year after year after year. Why don't I fight somebody who would give me a better challenge? Someone like, I don't know, you? As Iruka would laugh, he chuckled to himself, thinking, you want to fight me, Naruto? He'd say, alright, as Sasuke would give Naruto a glare, thinking that how dare he insult him by thinking he's better than him. Naruto would proceed to have a sword on his back as he's like, I don't think I'm better than you, Sasuke. I know I am. And Sasuke would get red in the face after hearing that, thinking, how could you? As Naruto would simply turn towards Iruka Sensei's direction and be like, so you ready? As Iruka would look at Naruto and say, sure Naruto, as ready as I'll ever be. Naruto would look at Iruka as he would smile and unsheath his blade. As at this point, Iruka would proceed to literally be cut into pieces, like a bunch of little pieces Iruka would be cut into. And Iruka and everybody else in the classroom would just be like, what? You know what I mean? Like, what just happened? Iruka would be like, how am I still alive? And Naruto would proceed to grab one of Iruka's body parts as he tosses it into the air and says, oh, well, you're in my domain. Sasuke would have his eyes wide open as he's like, I didn't know he could. As Naruto would aim his blade at Sasuke and be like, do this? He'd say, yeah. There's a lot of things you don't know about me, Sasuke, as he would proceed to simply like grab Iruka's body and piece it all back together. As Naruto would proceed to look at Iruka and say, so did I win? As Iruka just gets put back together, he touches himself all over the place, just being like, I'm whole again. As he's like, yeah, Naruto, you won. Naruto would smile a little bit, like a grin, kind of, as he would proceed to be like, as he would walk off. And at this point, Naruto would not have been told by Mizuki that, you know, he has to steal scroll and all that stuff because Naruto wasn't gullible enough. Instead, Mizuki ended up finding another kid. I just got back from the gym, guys. I'm sorry. But Mizuki would end up finding some other kid who was very gullible and ended up doing exactly what Mizuki wanted. And Naruto found out. Alright, he found out. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you guys. Naruto found out, didn't like that, ended up confronting Mizuki and folded this man like an omelet. It was not a competition. It was not this crazy battle that I even have to cover because it was that bad of a beating that Naruto doesn't even have to try when he fought against Mizuki, bro. Come on now, don't play with my boy Naruto. Naruto could theoretically cut a mountain in half, bro. He could theoretically destroy mountains at this point. Actually, no, that's a little too OP at this point. Let's say, but the operator fruit is OP, bro. He has literally full control over a certain area. Oh, that's pretty broken. By the way, some of you guys might be like, but that's not how the operator fruit works. Well, too bad. I'm changing some of the operator's fruit's properties, all right? I'm making it so that whatever happens in Naruto's domain translates over to the real life. So, like, let's say he kills you in the domain, you die in real life. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's just how I'm kind of having it happen. And as soon as you enter his domain, Naruto has full control over everything. So like a long range distance fighter could probably beat Naruto, but somebody who fights close distance like Rock Lee, yeah, he's getting folded. There's no if, and, or buts about it. Like Rock Lee, straight, like straight, done. Like the man got folded. And yeah. That being said, let's see, what else should I say? Naruto would proceed to go to class the next day. Yep. I'm pretty tired. Just 8 more minutes. Okay. So Naruto would proceed to essentially like walk into class, and Iruka would begin to assign all the teams. Now, every single team would stay just like it does in canon. Sakura, Naruto, and Sasuke, Hinata, Kiba, and I think it was that bug guy, Shino. So, yeah, all the teams basically remain just like you think they do. And at this point, they all end up meeting their freaking senseis like about 3 hours later. Because Kakashi was late. Just like you guys would expect. Kakashi was late. Now, with Kakashi being late, we end up having it so that everybody goes to the roof and ends up essentially explaining their wants, their dreams, their likes, their dislikes, and all of that almost goes to canon. Meaning Sakura's reaction is just like normal, and Sasuke's is along the lines of, I want to kill a certain someone, and I want to defeat somebody else, as he looks at Naruto's direction. But Naruto would actually end up saying that he simply wants to become the greatest swordsman ever. as Kakashi would look at Naruto and say, you know what, that's actually a pretty good goal. And Naruto would be thinking that, you know, thanks, like I didn't think anybody was actually gonna take me seriously. Kakashi would nod as he would just look at Naruto's direction and be like, nah, I'll take you seriously. As at this point, everybody kind of just like understands like what the team dynamic is gonna be. And Kakashi tells everybody to essentially go home. At this point, everybody's like, yeah, all right. And they end up going home. To which Kakashi also informs them not to eat because if they eat, they're going to be throwing it all up tomorrow when they end up having their bell test. Kakashi wouldn't tell them exactly what they're doing, but he would say, don't eat. And everybody except Naruto would end up taking this to heart because Naruto has like full control over his domain. Naruto can do whatever he wants, and I mean whatever he wants. And yeah, one thing that I did completely forget to mention was Naruto's drip. Now, Naruto's drip is not yet going to be Law's full drip, all right? He's going to be rocking a black hoodie, some random shinobi pants, and the OG little sandal things. But, very big but, I will tell you guys, he will probably be acquiring the Law drip sometime around after the time skip, you know, like after he does the training with Jiraiya or all that stuff, he's probably going to be getting the upgrade. I don't know how exactly I want the story to go quite yet, since it's all unscripted, and this whole story I've kind of been telling off of the top of my head. And with that being said, I remember I said earlier that I didn't want to have Naruto have Law's attacks, but I have to do it. Naruto has to have some of Law's attacks. It just has to happen. So let's just say that the next morning, they all meet Kakashi. Now, Kakashi would look at Team 7 as he would say, are you all ready? And obviously, he arrived a little late. But Naruto already expected it, so he arrived about 2 hours late himself. And so, the team was simply there waiting for Kakashi. Now, Kakashi finally reveals himself and ends up telling the team what the objective of the bell test is, informing all of them that there's 2 bells and that each one of them needs a bell to pass, or else they will be sent back to the academy. And at this point, Sakura would say, but that's not fair! As Kakashi would say, life's not fair. Get over it, princess. And at this point, everybody would kind of have a little bit of like a look at each other as Naruto would smile, thinking that, yeah, he's gonna pass. So he would then turn towards Sasuke and say he'll pass as well. And he would then look at Sakura saying, looks like she's going back to the academy. He would proceed to have like a creepy smile go down his face as he would simply wait for Kakashi to say go. Now, Kakashi would take out his book as he would say, all right, guys, I'm ready. And Naruto seeing this would be like, so you think it's funny? So Naruto would say, room. As this blue-like aura would just go over everything, and Kakashi would be like, huh? As Naruto would say, shambles. And Naruto in that instant would proceed to literally take off Kakashi's arm that was holding the book and teleport it in his own hand, as he just has like an apple appear where Kakashi's arm used to be, you know what I mean? And Kakashi would look at that as he's like, this has to be some sort of genjutsu. He tries to break it as if it was some sort of genjutsu, but Naruto would then proceed to say, you're not in a genjutsu, buddy. You're in a whole different domain. As Naruto would then proceed to look at Kakashi and say, oh, by the way, this is checkmate. As he would proceed to say, shambles again. And Kakashi's bells and his arm would switch places, and Naruto would hold both bells in his hand. As he would throw one bell towards Sasuke's direction, and then he would look down at the ground as he would say, taking a deep breath, and throw one over to Sakura as he just says, you better make good use of this. As he gives one to Sakura, and Kakashi's just like, okay. He would then basically say, what was that? As Naruto would explain that, I don't know, he has some abilities and they came from a devil fruit. Kakashi would be like, what's a devil fruit? Naruto saying, exactly. And Kakashi would just be like, that doesn't answer my question. Naruto would be like, you don't need your question answered. Just know that I'm strong. That's all you need to know. Kakashi would be like, alrighty then. As the whole team would kind of just be told that, you know, the whole lesson of this was teamwork. But I mean, I guess they kind of had it. As he ends up passing them and saying that a friend who leaves his other friends behind is scum. But I mean, somebody who bashes a mission, somebody who abandons the mission is scum, but somebody who abandons their friends are worse than scum. Telling them the all too well known Obito quote. And after that, we would then have Kakashi reporting everything to Hiruzen. Here's him being very shocked at Naruto's abilities, only knowing of them from, the day that he fought against Sasuke, but this just seems way too overpowered. And granted, it is overpowered, not gonna lie to you guys, but that's what we like to see around this channel, so we're just gonna rock with it. That being said, about 2 weeks worth of worthless missions would happen, and they would be very easy, because capturing cats when they're in your literal domain is very easy, or his room, because that's all that Naruto would be heard saying. He would be like, room, as immediately this blue bubble orb looking thing would appear, and Naruto would be able to teleport the cats right into his hands with like a juice box or something like that, just switching them places. And so Naruto ends up becoming the huge, like this huge asset to the team. But that unfortunately means that the rest of Team 7 doesn't even get to chase cats around. So they're very bored, and they all want something that will give them a little bit of excitement, something that will actually challenge them, you know what I mean? So they end up meeting Tazuna inside of Hiruzen's office, and the very next day, they meet up at the bridge. This is where Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura would end up meeting at the bridge the very next day, and they would all start the Land of the Waves mission. Now guys, before I do continue with the what if, I simply want to say, this video is sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. Nah, I'm totally kidding, but this video is sponsored, and what would a video be if I wasn't a sellout for at least 1 minute of the video? So I'm just gonna cut over to a video I made a while ago, and hopefully you guys like it. What's up guys, it's your boy Zeta here in the flesh to tell you all about Fandom, because what video would be complete without me turning into a sellout? Now today's video obviously sponsored by Fandom, an anime merch company which you guys can go on to buy any, and I mean any, shonen anime design of your choice. We're talking One Piece, we're talking Dragon Ball, My Hero, Demon Slayer, anything you guys want. And if you guys need to see more of their merch, here's this Zoro design. Very lit, very nicely fit. It fits really dope, and we obviously got the black colorway because I like to rock a bunch of black hoodies myself personally. We even have this Dragon Ball design with an iconic Nike design and a Goku on top of it saying, can't someone else just do it? And obviously the little dope design on that. That being said, if you guys want anything such as that or from a different anime and in a different color, you guys can go onto their website and use code ZETHER at checkout for 10% off. Also, make sure to check out the sizing because you do want to make sure that you have the right fit, because it's not the same one from the US. It's actually the sizing from China. So if you guys do want the dope anime merch, make sure to go down below in the description, cop whatever you like, and please let me know down below in the comment section so I can just thank you guys for buying anything, because it truly does help out the channel and it does help your boy out. So with that being said, make sure you guys go on to Fandom and buy stuff now. Okay, with the sponsor out of the way, let's get back into the story. So they would obviously continue going on with the mission, and they would end up running into the Demon Brothers about 2 hours into it. Naruto, Sasuke, and Kakashi are all not dumb. They know that it hasn't rained in a while, so for a puddle to simply be out in the middle of nowhere is just illogical. So when Naruto sees this puddle, he simply thinks, really? And he would yell out, room, as immediately this blue orb would appear in front of everybody, and Naruto would proceed to simply see the two demon brothers just standing there, legit standing there, huddled up, and he would be like, yeah, not having this. As he would proceed to quite literally take out his sword and slash at the air. Now the slash would proceed to cut the little demon brothers into little pieces, and Naruto and the rest of the team would walk off. Kakashi didn't even have the chance to act as if he got killed, and Sasuke didn't even get that iconic, what, you scared? Scaredy cat moment with Naruto. So they continue on with the mission until eventually they end up arriving in front of a bunch of mist. The Kakashi versus Zabuza fight would go down just like it does in canon, with Kakashi saying that it's his job to protect the team, so he would look at Naruto, give him a thumbs up, and say, I got this. However, that, ladies and gentlemen, is where I'm going to be ending part 1 to What If Naruto Ate the Ope Ope no Mi. If you guys do want a part 2, then I will be actually needing 1,000 likes. And once you guys break the like goal of 1,000, I promise to drop the rest of the series. With that said though, I love each and every single one of you guys. It has been your boy Zether, and I'm gonna go take a nap. Peace.